Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Weapon X, issue number 22. Like I said in the This Week in Comics video, dude, when a runner hits his stride, this is what it feels like. This is just running in the breeze. Your mind is free of all silly thoughts, and all you're doing is just pumping your arms and your legs and moving at a really good speed, and you're not getting tired at all. This feels like it couldn't possibly go wrong, and I really hope I'm right. Guys, writer Greg Pak and Fred Van Lent. Artist Yildiray Cinar. Amazing art in this, dude. Colorist Frank D'Armata. Letters VC's Joe Caramanga. Cover artist Raza. Dude. Oh my God, this was good. So, we've been talking about, is the, what have you, is oh, for crying out loud, the inversion. Is the inversion an actual thing here? Like, are they remembering the inversion? Yes, it's actually mentioned in here. Thank you. There's a mention of, oh, hey, does Sabretooth still know about Monet? Because what's going on with Monet? You find out something, not everything, but you find out something in this issue. Thank you. It only took 22 issues, but whatever, man. Like, can't complain at this point, dude. All of these characters are pure badass. They feel like them. Now, again, there's going to be somebody who's going to be like, oh, I liked when Domino was like this, and I liked when Sabretooth was like that. Yeah, but these are different, not different versions, but just different time periods for these characters. They've evolved a little bit. They've changed a little bit. Certain other tragedies happen, whatever. You know what I'm saying? These are the characters as we're used to reading them now. All right? And just there's only but so much in the past that you can really go. But this really feels like the characters. This genuinely feels like the characters. Sabretooth hasn't been punked at all. All right? Domino isn't an absolute airhead. She's about the money, but she's also about, kicking butt and taking names. Mystique is in this. People are like, I don't know how they're going to do Mystique in this. Mystique is perfect in this. All right? All these characters are just done so damn well. Oh, man. Wow. So good. So, I don't want to give away too much about what happens in here. I just want you to be able to read this and say Professor Bill was right. All right? Guys, I stuck with this comic book even though I didn't want to, man. I stuck with it because there was just so much here. I thought to myself, well, how could this possibly be wrong? How could this go wrong? And for whatever reason, Greg Pak had something in his mind about just making it funny and all in good humor, and that's not what I believe anybody really wanted. I'd be surprised if 5% of the readers were actually enjoying this. Most of the people who I've been talking to in person, online, whatever, or just, discussing through comments, saying, yeah, I dropped off this comic book, man. I still look at your reviews, but, and that's a shame. That's a shame. Usually what Marvel will do is end a comic book at that point. I think that's the reason why Fred Van Lent was signed on, maybe just as a consulting, because Greg Pak is an amazing writer. I don't care which direction you point that stick. It's going to point towards amazing. He just wasn't doing it on this book. For whatever reason, he just wasn't doing it. Now the book seems very focused. The characters feel like the actual characters. And this is just amazing. And again, I usually don't like to show last page reveals unless it's an issue number 1. But this kind of feels like an issue number 1. So I'm going to show you this. And just end the video now if you don't want any spoilers. But here's a good reason to read this comic book. Yeah, Deadpool shows up. So this is going to be really sweet. I don't know how this could possibly mess up, but the way I look at it is Greg Pak wants to write comedy. Unfortunately, he's been writing comedy with these characters, which that's not what anybody signed up for. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you should go over and write the Creeper or Slapstick if that's what you want to do. But maybe that kind of humor that he's been doing will be better focused in Deadpool. Now, do I want him to join this comic book as a regular? I would not complain about that at all. Plus, it could be a good way for Greg to focus his comedy, the comedy that he seems to want to write. If he just did that in Deadpool, because that's what Deadpool does. So if Deadpool were actually in this comic book as a regular, that might be the way to really close the circuit. That might be the extra component to close the circuit on this device so that we have a perfectly operating machine. You know what I'm saying? This comic book is great. It is great. We got a return of Monet. I don't know if we need to make the team too big where she winds up joining the team too, but man, Weapon X-Force. Right now, I can say this was an amazing comic book. I don't know what tomorrow will bring, but I know that right now, this is the comic book that I want to read, featuring any and all of these characters. Wow. This was superb. This is masterclass work. The art, the writing, the direction, the plot, the everything. This is the comic book we've been waiting for. It's here. Guys, I don't mean to be too dramatic, but wow, this was damn good. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.